Most sports feature a limited amount of equipment. Soccer has a ball and some cleats. Baseball, a bat, glove, and hardball. Football, pads, helmet, and pigskin. And hockey? Well, hockey has a little bit more gear with a stick to wield as well. But golf? Well, golf has a lot of equipment. And the options for each of your 14 permitted clubs, plus bag, balls, shoes, and articles of clothing are endless. Then there are training aids and technology like rangefinders and launch monitors, each offering golfers more information to help define and track distances, ball flight, and various angles. You could quite literally spend thousands of dollars on equipment for your game, but at the end of the day, it may not lower your scores a single shot if it all doesn't suit your swing. Every golf expert will tell you that one of the best ways to improving your game is to be fit into the proper gear.
I think, especially nowadays with the availability of getting fitted and fitted properly, you got the TrackMan now that a lot of places have, whether it be indoor or outdoor. So, just getting fitted across the board, I think, is really important.
We get pretty spoiled out here being able to be fit. Clubs are tailored, really built for us, where they're out there trying to just play some clubs off the rack, and that's pretty tough to do when they're not, fit for your swing.
I would say probably 20–30% don't have the right club in there. Now, my guys get fit pretty well. They go to the high-end guys around town and they make sure that they try all the options, all the weights and flexes, and they get the right numbers and the right shot. But your average guy is going to buy the new club off the rack because their buddy's playing with it, and it's just not always going to fit.
I would say most people want to use a shaft that's too stiff for them. It's finding a shaft that works best, again, like with your swing and your tempo and the speed that you swing at. So, finding the correct one for you is important, but most people don't really understand what that is.
And that is the raison d'etre for places such as TXG, Tour Experience Golf, opening up in cities around the world. At TXG, currently with studios in Toronto and Burlington, Ontario, golfers can get their gear fit perfectly to match their swing and body size, which ultimately will give them greater control over their game.
So Tour Experience Golf, it's trying to give the average golfer, the public golfer, that tour experience. So, if you're working with a tour player, it's any shaft, it's the full high quality build process, all that sort of stuff. So when they come through the process and they take their generic set of golf clubs that they bought off the shelf, and then they test them against stuff that's actually fit and built for their particular swing. They see the results and the difference straight away. So I think, we're now living in a performance-driven, data-driven world where you can actually demonstrate improvement. Before that wasn't really available to every golfer, but now obviously with shops like this popping up, it doesn't matter who you are, you can have the same experience.
While centers like TXG will set you up with the right clubs and balls for your bag, one of the most important elements of being fit is finding the right shafts. Understanding flexes and how they are designed for different ball flights is a critical component of TXG's offerings, which is why PGA Tour star Gary Woodland contacted Ian Fraser when he was in Toronto for the RBC Canadian Open.
The shaft is the element of the golf club that helps the player create the timing. So whether it's the weight, it's the feel of it through the torque, whether it's how they feel the stiffness of the shaft unload on the downswing, all those variables, it's our job to know how these 352 shafts that we carry, how they all perform with different types of swings, with different types of heads. So without the right shaft, in all honesty, you're never really going to play to your full performance. So I'd get the call, it was actually the Sunday, the British Open, to say Gary's coming into town to play the Canadian Open. He's really struggling with his driver, so he'd just changed golf ball into a higher spin ball, and his driver was no longer working for him. We had to get him into something that under those pressure situations he was still going to be able to kind of hit the driver as good as he needed to, and subsequent driving performance was unbelievable at Glen Abbey and then obviously at Quail Hollow as well.
And it's not just your irons and drivers that need to be fit. Your entire bag should be customized, including your most important scoring clubs.
We opened the facility with a view of offering every level of fitting service. So you've got your bread and butter, you've got your driver fit, your iron fit, fairways, hybrids, but this year we added wedge fitting, ball fitting, putter fitting. So there's really nothing that we can't fit for in here. The technology we use and the equipment we use, we can literally measure every element of the game.
There are few treats in the game quite like buying a new piece of equipment for your bag. But the next time you're considering doing so, take the time to get it properly fit before just pulling it off the rack and heading to the first tee.